your Thursday's Loose Women live, it's Kay Adams, Frankie Bridge, Kelly Brook and Judy Love. On your Thursday's Loose Women live, it's Kay Adams, Frankie Bridge, Kelly Brook and Judy Love.
Oh, what a lovely lot. Good afternoon and welcome to your Thursday Loose Women. Coming up today, we've got an Emmerdale exclusive.
Here. What? Apparently no one has seen her since yesterday.
Of course she's panicking now. Because people are going to realise that she's made it all up.
Will Bell face her fears and testify against abusive husband Tom ahead of tonight's dramatic court climax? We're live with Eden Taylor-Draper. Also, as Molly May Haig talks about her breakup from Tommy Fury in her new show, is it really possible to go cold turkey from an ex after a breakup? And with just 6 days until Christmas Day, 6 days, are you a Christmas panic buyer like Queen Camilla? There she is, out doing a bit of shopping, getting her biscuits. Look at that, lovely. Or are you seasonally sorted? There you go. Judy's in a panic, I will let you know. But listen, this is the breaking news today. I'm sure many of you will be aware of it. These are the verdicts that have been reached in the Gisèle Pellicot mass rape trial in France. We couldn't not talk about this morning. Her ex-husband, Dominique Pellicot, has been found guilty and jailed for 20 years after drugging his ex-wife and recruiting strangers to rape her for years. 50 other men have been found guilty and they have been sentenced alongside her husband. The sentences range from 3 years to 15 years for the other men, generally shorter than the prosecution had requested. And in the last few minutes, actually, Gisèle Pellicot has come out of the court and spoken, which in itself is remarkable, and it's part of this case that she waives her anonymity, which is very unusual and incredibly I actually feel quite emotional about it today. And in terms of what do you say? I mean, this woman is 72 years of age. She has been subjected to the most hideous ordeal by someone who she lived with and who purported to love and support her and has treated her in the most disgusting fashion and recruited other men to do so. And she has waived her anonymity. And I think, as a woman, I feel indebted to her for doing that. And I think all women should feel indebted to her for doing that, because she's shone a light on something really, really cancerous at the heart of society. So, I mean, personally, I applaud her. And she says, for me, this is the trial of cowardice. There's no other way to describe it. It's with profound emotion that I'm here. She hasn't regretted opening the doors to this trial so that society could see what was happening. And she's also expressed gratitude to all the people who did support her and said that confidence in our capacity collectively to find a better future where women and men can live alike, can live together in mutual respect. So she has delivered a very composed statement after those verdicts being delivered. How are you feeling, Judy?
I mean, we spoke about it this morning. This one really does get to me, because it is on an emotional level, because isn't it? It says it all that in 2024, this lady has to go public with such a horrific experience because she's decided to do this so that she can be a voice for other women that are going through this, who have been through this, who's been silenced. What does it say about the action that is taken to support and protect women of today, whether it's from violence, whether it's for our health? I mean, this in itself says a lot. It's something we would never imagine or even could dream of. And I truly, truly commend her for being so brave, for being so honest, for being so strong. And I just hope after all of this, her and her children can find that time and space and peace to be able to heal and start all over again. And it's a concern. It's such a concern that in something like this, someone has to still be so public because we are still fighting for justice for women. And that's the truth of it.
It is, it is. And, you know, as you say, hopefully Giselle Pellico can find some peace because she has done her bit now. She has way done her bit. But we have to keep this conversation going, and I know it's really uncomfortable for people, and I know they don't want to hear it, and I know they think, oh, God, do we really have to talk about this stuff?
Yeah.
But, you know, some of these guys were the guys who work in your local supermarket, who deliver your post, you know, who is a local councillor. These were the people. And that's not to say, and I know we'll get the not all men conversation, I'm not in any way suggesting that. But, you know, this is more common than we like to admit. And as she says, men and women alike need to call this out.
Yeah, men as
and
well.
need to talk about it.
Yeah. I think for me as well, the fact that the husband's only really been sentenced on the rape charge, I feel like he should do his time for that, but I feel like he deserves longer and should be charged separately for the abuse and the premeditation of it all. That kind of annoys me that that's kind of not been taken into account for it because, I mean, how many people? It's 50?
That we know.
Roughly 50 that we know of. I'm
Yeah.
like, this was planned. It went on for a really long time. She might not have ever known had someone have found the footage and things like that. And also that's the only reason why as well it's been taken so seriously because no one can actually ignore it.
No.
No, I mean, I just think we need to commend her bravery just for coming forward and you see all the guys that are on trial, they're turning up, they're cowards. They've got masks on, hoods up.
Wow.
She is there, not even sunglasses on. She's there just facing them, watching them get sentenced today. And that just takes such enormous courage. And it just, like you, I was so emotional watching the video of her today, just talking about it so eloquently and just, yeah, what she's done for women is just, or victims of any abuse or violence like this is just extraordinary.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the whole of France and the whole of the world are just in absolute, utter shock and disgust about what's been going on. So
And
the
men need to speak up. Men need to speak up on our behalf, not just women. Men need to stand up, talk to their friends, make videos, go online, discuss that. Actually, if you're seeing something that's not right, we need to collectively stand together and support women against violence. It's that simple.
I mean, I like, as she said, I think the reason she did it, she just said she wanted the shame to swap sides. And that is the thing with victims, is that they feel so much shame and it does take so much bravery just to face up to what's happened to you and realise it's not your fault.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
100%, Kelly. The shame should be on the perpetrators, not on the people who are the victims. And yes, we talk a lot about allyship in all sorts of spheres of society, don't we, Judy? And I agree with you. We need allies here. We need men to be our allies. And I'm sure most men are. We need you to talk about it loudly. Now, moving on, the trailer for former Love Island star Molly May Haig's new documentary series has been released. She and her ex, Tommy Fury, announced their split in August, and they are now co-parenting daughter Bambi, which Molly May talks about in the trailer.
Former Love Island star Molly May.
The UK's #1 influencer.
We were utterly obsessed with one another. All I ever wanted was to get married. Suddenly, overnight, every part of my life changed. The last couple of months has been like the worst couple of months of my life. I actually am not having this conversation with you, honestly. I am angry.
But can you just hang up the phone when there's kids involved, Frankie?
No, I think that's the thing. I think we underestimate once you've had a child with someone just how stuck with each other you are. Like, I just think you could be married to someone or be with someone, break up, and you can go your separate ways. And if you wanted to, you never have to talk again, never have to see each other. But I think once you have children, you are stuck with each other for the rest of your life, really. Whether you like it or not, whether you get on or not, you're going to be in each other's lives forever.
Yeah. And that is not... I have not been in that situation, but that, I imagine, is not easy to manage.
It's not easy. When I speak to like younger people who are of consenting age, I say to them the best contraception is for when you're dating that person. Just have a look at them, their ways, and think to yourself, if I have a child with them, this is it for life, whether you're with them or not. Because the worst thing you can do is have someone, and sometimes, I've got to be real, you don't know what they're like until after. People change, circumstances change, it makes people react differently, lead with just emotions, and, you know, that can have an impact. You're both fighting and all this miscommunication, and you both have this one thing that brings you together. But if someone is toxic, it's going to make such a difference in that co-parenting. And you might want to walk away to protect yourself emotionally and mentally, but if they haven't done something to the child, then how do you still work with it? It's a difficult situation. I don't think you can go cold turkey. But with the ones you ain't got kids with, bye!
Do you agree, Kelly?
Well, I mean, I don't have children, so whenever I've been through a breakup, I'm quite open to be friends with exes. I mean, I think you need to give it a few months. It's not like you're going to be going out for coffee every day. But I think after a certain amount of time, I remember one incident, I kind of pulled into this hotel and my husband and I were just getting out and I saw an ex. And I kind of called him over to introduce him to my husband. And my husband, as he walked away, my husband said, you know, he was sitting in that car for about 10 minutes and refused to get out, and he only got
so
out.
he was
kind of trying to avoid me. And I was like, Kelly! And he was like, oh, I don't want to speak to her.
With
and
your
I was
gorgeous
like,
self and your gorgeous husband. Of course he didn't
well,
want to
and,
speak to you.
I said to my husband, I said, of course he wanted to say hello. He went, Kel, he really didn't. Trust me, as a man, he was avoiding you the best he could. And that did break my heart a little bit, because you spend so much time with these people.
Maybe he also knew your husband's a judo champion. That might have something to do with it.
Yeah.
Coming up next, after our 25-hour talkathon, so as all talk openly about our mental health, what happened next? We're talking to Pete, whose brave video helped raise thousands. He's here to reveal how the night changed his life.